Hi folks, the Filipino here with a special edition mailbag video. Today we're gonna hear from a man who's gotten himself into a really sticky situation by agreeing to live with two Filipinas at the same time. And they not only want him, they want his baby. And they promise they'll never ask for any child support. Is he walking into a trap? Is this even legal? Well, I can usually handle relationship questions, but I think we better get the advice of an actual attorney for this one. Hang on tight, cause this is gonna get crazy. So if you remember about 2 months ago, we heard from a man named Forrest who let his girlfriend and her roommate move into his condo, but it didn't take long before they started acting more like lovers than friends. If you haven't seen the video yet, I'll post a link for you so you can get all caught up before watching this one. But for those of you who just want a quick recap, let me give you the short version. So Forrest is a Western guy who retired to Manila, and he was dating this woman named Christina, who lived in a really tiny apartment. He felt bad about his girlfriend's living conditions, so he told her she could move into his place. But she had a roommate named Maria, who could never make the rent payments all by herself. So Forrest did something risky. He let them both move in. Now, almost right away, he noticed some unusual behavior between the two women. They spent a lot of time curled up together on the couch. They sometimes kissed each other on the lips, and they even took a shower together. Forrest confronted Christina and asked her what was going on. She totally denied everything, but he wasn't convinced, and that's when he emailed me for advice. I told him not to jump to conclusions and to keep an eye on them, and I asked him to let me know what happened. Now, sometimes I hear back from people and sometimes I don't. But this time, I got lucky because I heard from Forrest again last week. And what was already a weird situation got a whole lot stranger. Now, I asked Forrest for an on-camera interview, but I wasn't surprised when he declined. He just wants to be left alone and he doesn't want to be recognized by strangers walking up to him on the street asking about his sex life, which is exactly what can happen when someone shows their face on my channel. But he did talk to me on the phone and I got to hear the rest of the story. Now, since there's no email like there normally is, I got his permission to tell you what happened since last time. So, here goes. After Forrest saw the video and heard my advice, he sat down with his girlfriend, Christina, and pressured her about the whole shower thing again. But she swore they were wearing underwear, which is actually pretty common for Filipinas. Sometimes we really do shower together like that if we were close friends or relatives. But Forrest wasn't buying it, so he went online and ordered 3 hidden cameras in order to catch him in the act. The cameras arrived, but before he could install them, something else suspicious happened. He didn't tell me what it was, but he decided to bluff Christina by showing her the box for the nanny cam and telling her that he already had proof of her and Maria fooling around. She finally confessed and admitted they had a physical relationship going on. But then she got mad or embarrassed or something and stormed out of the house. When she came back, she told Forrest that she really loved him, and the thing with Maria didn't change that at all. So Forrest had a choice to make. He could do nothing at all. He could kick them both out. He could kick just the friend out, or he could demand to be part of the action. And guess which one he chose? Now, it might surprise you, but he chose to do nothing at all. He said that once everything was out in the open and he didn't feel like he was being lied to all the time, he really didn't mind so much if the 3 of them stayed together, and Christina was sometimes intimate with her friend, as long as it didn't detract from her relationship with Forrest. That was over a month ago, and so far, there's no 3-way stuff going on. But Forrest says that if it happens, it happens. Now, I thought that was gonna be the end of it, but true to form, Forrest threw me another curveball. Apparently, they're all getting along so well that the women are talking about wanting babies someday, with Forrest as the dad. And they say they don't even want child support. They'll even sign an agreement to prove it. Now, before we said goodbye, I told Forrest I was a little concerned about some of the things he said, and to keep him from making any serious mistakes, I asked him not to do anything until he got the advice of an actual Filipino lawyer, which is exactly who I have here today. I asked attorney Dave Batula to join us and answer some questions that not only apply to Forrest, but might apply to a lot of you guys as well, if you're living with a Filipina. Is it legal to put spy cams in your house? Can you sign an agreement that lets you escape paying child support? And is there anything illegal about forming a harem? Listen up, Forrest, because Attorney Dave is gonna drop some truth bombs. Hi, attorney. Thank you so much for your time today. So, let's talk about Forrest's situation. So, is it legal for Forrest to put nanny cams in the apartment to catch his girlfriend cheating?
Okay, it's legal as long as the parties are aware that there is such a presence of a nanny camera inside. For example, a household, a bedroom, or whichever part of the house, as long as everybody consented to the use of nanny cams. And consent may be made through knowledge that there is the presence of nanny cams inside the house. Now, if you wanted to catch, it's a complicated scenario. If you wanted to catch your girlfriend cheating, Nanika may be a good way as long as the girlfriend is aware that there is the presence of nannycams in those areas of the house.
Okay, so he cannot just invite them over, like, okay, you can move in and everything, and not tell the girlfriend and the roommate that there's a nanny cam inside his condo. So they have to know for it to be legal.
If it's only for the purpose of catching the girlfriend cheating, then there are limitations as to the use of the video. So you can use it for personal purposes only. And maybe just to inform the girlfriend that I caught you cheating, but I cannot in any way use that outside personal use. And also, if there is no consent, then the foreigner or the man might even be liable for other crimes. He may face criminal liabilities such as, violation of data privacy because, the household, especially if the girlfriend already moved in, the house becomes a place of, a place for where the girlfriend does things, does personal things. So there is such a thing as an expectation of privacy inside the house. Now, if you do videos inside places where there are expectations of privacy, then that's a different scenario because that may be a violation of data privacy. So it is a balance of rights of everybody. You want to protect your right to know whether the girlfriend is cheating, but at the same time, the girlfriend has rights not to be videoed or taken or to be recorded doing things in the privacy of his or her houses. So yeah, that's the scenario there. But just to be clear, you can video, you can do nanny cameras, and if you want to use it without any criminal liability, secure consent. And how do you use consent? How do you get consent? Inform them that there are nanny cameras in the house and that these areas of the house specifically have nanny cameras.
So, which rooms are off limits, attorney? The roommate's
They
bedroom and the bathroom?
generally, actually, as we're already on the topic of expectation of privacy, there's no such thing as exemptions. As long, for example, if the girlfriend says she's okay with having nanny cameras inside the bathroom, what can we do? All right.
Oh,
They
okay. So
want,
if
but there are areas, of course, in the houses where it becomes unreasonable to put nanny cameras. All right. And when we say unreasonable, for example, in those areas where there is the strictest sense, unreasonable to put nanny cameras, such as in the bathroom, for example. All right. And in the court of law, it may be difficult to defend your case. If, for example, the judge will ask you, why did you put cameras in the bathroom? It's so difficult to argue against that. Why? So, and at the same time, there are places like your bedroom, for example, where there is an expectation of privacy. It's important really to secure consent from everybody who stays in the household and everybody who comes into your house.
So, if there's consent from both the girlfriend and the roommate,
there is a roommate. So is there a third person involved
Yeah,
here?
like yeah, the girlfriend's roommate. Like they're both moving in because she doesn't want it to leave the girlfriend. Yeah.
That's
So
a common scenario. So you mean to say that you have here a man and then the woman wants to move in, but with the best friend.
yeah, the best friend or her previous roommate, and now this roommate is gonna be the boyfriend's roommate.
Not to prejudge this one, but it's suspicious and it's an awkward situation, right?
Right. So if there's consent from both of the girls, then
Why
that's
not?
fine.
Right?
Why not? Even
Why
in the
not?
bedroom?
They if they agree, why all right, but here's the catch. If any one of them will say no, then strictly no nanny cameras, no audio recordings, no video recording. So consent is really essential. But
Okay.
I don't think anybody would even say okay to having cameras in the bedroom and in the bathroom because I think just that's just so unreasonable.
So, attorney, what about an audio recording? If it recorded sound, would it be legal if he never posted it publicly?
You know, that actually makes sense because most of the video cameras have audio recordings, right? Now, I've
Mhm.
been mentioning this one over and over again. It's important to secure consent. All right. So in those the houses where you can actually put cameras with with audio recordings, that's absolutely okay as long as you secure all the consents of all the parties involved. Even the visitors who want to come to who visits your house, tell them there are cameras everywhere because that's how you secure their consent.
Okay. So, hypothetically, attorney, everything is fine. They are a happy trio, but the two girls, they want babies from this guy, from this foreigner. But they said, it's fine, it's fine. We just want your DNA, we just want we just want your baby, but no child support. So here's the thing, attorney. Can a man and a woman sign a legal agreement that he will never be asked for child support for any future children they might have?
All right. That's a complicated scenario, though. 'Cause this means that in this scenario, the woman just wants babies,
Yeah, yeah. Basically, the women just want half and half. Like they just want his babies. They just want to have like a halfling.
under the eyes of the law. The contract that they might enter into will be void actually, and will not lie in any court of law.
Technically speaking, attorney, you cannot sign an agreement with a woman that you're just gonna be a sperm donor and no child support whatsoever. It's not possible in the Philippines to have such an agreement.
It's not possible in the Philippines. There's no law supporting that one, and they can have agreements whatsoever, but any contracts which contain those stipulations is prohibited, and if at most that's a void contract.
Okay. So don't even get any ideas, guys, because I know that I received a lot of emails like this, attorney. I know some Filipinos are, oh, I don't care about, child support whatsoever, but don't believe in that. Even though if they signed a contract or an agreement, like, okay, I'm just gonna impregnate you, and then no child support in the future. Don't put yourselves in at risk, guys, because that won't
Yeah.
stand.
The mind of the person changes every time, right? So I might not want your support today, and the next day I might need your support when the necessities come. So if you enter into those contracts and you best believed that the woman does not really care about your support, the woman can actually later on, question the contract you've entered, and you find yourself in a situation where you need to support the child.
Technically speaking, attorney, living with two women in the same roof without marrying one of them, it's just girlfriends. You're a guy, you got two girlfriends. Are you breaking any laws in the Philippines? Like, whatever harem you're trying to do. I mean, you're living and then they're okay with it. Like, two girls, one man in the same roof.
As long as they're not wives yet, as long as the other one is not yet married, as long as they have no legal infirmities outside that relationship, then I don't see any problem with that. as long as all parties wanted to be in that relationship.
What if he marries one of the girlfriends and the other girlfriend is just okay with it too? And they're still living in the same roof, man and wife, and then they have a girlfriend. In our code of morals, I mean,
Under the laws.
under our Philippine laws, are they breaking any law?
As of now, I don't see any infirmity with that one as long as he only married one of the girlfriends. And that if the problem will start or the problem will come in if this wife, the legal wife, will then file a case for, let's say, adultery, for example. So that's when the scenario, that's a difficult scenario here. But as long as everybody consented, as long as they only married just one of the two women, and that the other woman also agrees, the wife also agreed, and that in the household scenarios they are just like, three people living together, but there's only one legal wife. There's no cause of action yet. There is no illegal act being done there yet.
Not yet, unless the wife changes her mind and then
The
file.
wife is the wife, and then maybe got jealous and files an adultery case against the man, then that's a different scenario.
All right. Well, thank you so much, attorney, for answering those tricky questions. I really appreciate your time. I'll see you next time in our next legal video.
Yeah, thank you so much, P. It's an honor to be on your channel.
Well, that was just about the strangest mailbag we've ever had, but we learned some important stuff. So to stay out of legal trouble in the Philippines, it looks like you better warn people if you're using surveillance cameras. And if a woman says she wants you to give her a baby, no strings attached, please be advised that there are always strings attached, and there's no way to escape the child support payments that come with her little bundle of joy. On the other hand, as long as no one's married, living with more than one girlfriend is completely legal. Although if you marry one of them, you better make sure you always stay on her good side, which is virtually impossible. As for Forrest, I wish him the best of luck, but I don't think I'd even consider making babies in this situation like that. Just enjoy what you got, because it sounds like you're sitting pretty without risking much. As for the rest of you folks, if you have a situation you want me to include in my next episode, just send it to the email address in the description box and make sure you put the word mailbag in the subject line. And who knows, maybe next time we'll be talking about your sex life. Well, that's it for today, and I'll be back on Friday with another brand new topic. Till then, folks. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your nurse, attending to your needs and making sure you get a healthy dose of what's good for you in the form of informational and funny videos. After all, laughter is the best medicine. The only thing I ask for my service is that you hit the thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so I'll know when you need assistance. Please also check out my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. And while you're recuperating, why not enjoy some of my other videos too? So, are you ready?